shockwaves. Summary for this film: visitors to a remote island discover that a reclusive Nazi commandant has been breeding a group of zombie soldiers. Written by John Kent Harrison. He's known more as a director. He did Disney's A Wrinkle in Time, 2006's Anne of Green Gables. It's also written by Ken Wiederhorn, who also directed this movie and is known for directing Return of the Living Dead 2 as well. And then there's an uncredited dude, Ken Parr. I don't even know why they mentioned him. He's credited. Why do they do that? Like, why is he credited on IMDb, but he's not credited in the movie? Like, who is that? Just hearsay? Is that? I think Ken worked on this. I don't understand that. Jason, do you have?
You forgot his most important credit, though.
Oh,
the director of Meatballs Part 2.
Oh yeah,
the greatest film of all time.
That's that's also ingrained in my childhood.
Yeah.
Jason, release.
Yeah, so I certainly have a tagline.
Oh yeah.
Once they were almost human, beneath the living, beyond the dead, from the depths of hell's ocean, the deep end of horror. Distributed by Joseph Brenner Associates, and on Blu-ray through Blue Underground 2016.
That is extremely long, wordy.
I about fell asleep.
We know how you get when you read. Cast highlights: Peter Cushing as SS Commandant. Everybody knows him from Star Wars, of course, and many other classic roles. John Carradine as Captain Ben Morris. Way too many credits to list here. He's fucking John Carradine. I mean, look him up.
Google him.
Brooke Adams as Rose. She was in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, The Dead Zone, and Sometimes They Come Back, which we reviewed not too long ago. I don't think I'll ever really understand the whole Nazi subgenre of horror and exploitation movies. But this is one of the ones that I think works the best. There's a lot of them for some reason. There's fucking tons of Nazi movies.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. This one, I enjoyed this for what it is. All the underwater shots I thought are really like charming. I like it. Reminded me of fucking Zombie and some of the other shit like that. Great atmospheric score by Richard Einhorn. Adds a fucking really unique mood to this movie. He followed this up with compositions for Don't Go in the House, Eyes of a Stranger, The Prowler, and Blood Rage. So he got around. The problem with the acting is I couldn't tell if it was good acting or bad acting, but it's definitely dated acting. Like it's definitely from the time. And so are some of these styles. The one dude was straight up rocking a Richard Simmons fit, and I don't even like he could have been played by Richard Simmons. And don't get me wrong, I love hanging out in the late 70s, but a lot of that might be most of the appeal of this is just the feel of it. They don't really make movies that are like this anymore, that kind of have a integrity but also are low budget. I don't know. Like Peter Cushing's a get, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like it's weird for him to be in a Nazi zombie movie, but I think that if his character hadn't been killed by a Nazi zombie, that he would have probably died from just drinking water out of the fucking dirty ass pond. You can't do that. He's lived on this island for how long, drinking just out of a hole? I watched enough Survivor that I know better than that. You got to boil that shit. You're gonna die. How pissed off would you have been when they lost the boat? Like when that whole situation happened? Yeah. All I could think is this is how relationships end. Like that's a fight there. But I didn't even know who was with who anyways. I had no idea who these characters were whatsoever. I think that also this is the first and only movie featuring sneaky zombies. If you can name any other movie where they're sneaking around as much as these guys are, I'll give you credit, but I can't think of one sneaky zombie, and there's like 7 of them in this fucking thing.
But usually when we compare zombies, it's
fast or slow. right?
Fast or slow.
But
Fast or
not
slow.
sneaky, not like dip
Yeah,
down in
not-
the water, you know,
Yeah.
like
Not
but-
greasy.
Crocodiles,
and-
man. Every time they
they
lower,
get
I'm
down
like,
in the water, but they're not always sneaky. Sometimes they'll get in your house and bust a chair up or break glasses
They will.
with
They're
Frankenstein.
trying to
on
flush you out.
mean.
The goblin.
Trying to
mean.
flush them out.
And then what's their goal? Are they still racist or are they just trying to kill everybody? I don't even
They're
understand.
fucking
angry.
Nazis.
Angry.
They are Nazis. They are
there's-
Nazi killing machines.
I'll be honest, I was laughing a lot in this movie. Unintentional comedy was all over the place, but it was so Chevy Chase style. Like it was the boat situation was goofy as hell. The flare gun when they let it off in the building, good God. I do like how the zombies look. It's a big part of why I like this. Of course, it's the Nazi aesthetic. And I don't know if it's really to be cool to be like, I like that the way that the Nazis look. But unfortunately, they are cool. I think if they would have made the characters a little bit more interesting or made me care about them at all, I would have lifted my score up. I could have used a couple cool kills too. That would have been a little additive. It seemed like they were just drowning everybody. So I liked it. It's a 6 for me. What do you think?
There's not been too many more movies that I think I agree with you almost with your entire review.
Nice.
You pretty much have hit every single thing I wrote down. I could just say ditto and just move on, but I will read at least what I have down. It's points automatic for Peter Cushing. But yeah, this has a great feel to it, and I got that same vibe, that same Fulci's zombie, that tropical island type vibe.
But it seemed edited, right? Like it was like if somebody edited for TV a Fulci movie or something. Like all the kills were muted.
So so I love the setting, I love the hotel, the island, the rainforest, whatever it is. The cinematography, great underwater shots. But my only gripe would be I would have liked the zombies to look a little bit better and more effects, or a couple more on-screen kills, just kind of spread out throughout the movie. Just a little bit of nuggets throughout. But we didn't get too much of that. But I like it a lot. You hit on everything. This is more than worth your time. It's streaming on Shudder, right?
I have the DVD. I have no idea.
I
I don't know.
so.
I watched it on Tubi.
Maybe
definitely
Tubi. Yeah.
I know it was.
So,
I
yeah.
think John Paul said it was on Pluto. So I mean, it's
Definitely
out there.
worth the watch. I gave it a 7.
This
John?
was my pick. So I really enjoyed this flick because I only know about it. I only know about its existence because of the aforementioned Meatballs Part 2, which Ken Wiederhorn directed. I really love that movie. I really do. It's so silly. I love it. So great. Anyways, back to my actual review. I Meatballs 2 is great.
He's ready for the
He's geeking out. He's geeking out.
Oh my God.
It is hard
Yeah,
to stop thinking about it once it's put into your head. I'll be honest.
So
'cause you keep putting it in there.
at one point in that film, they're having a movie night, and it goes full screen, and it's the one towards the end. It's like a 3/4 angle on the zombie. He's coming up out of the water, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that? That is cool looking." And I was just a kid, like I didn't know about credits and all that stuff, and I just happened to like come upon like a trailer for it on VHS when I was hanging out with my stepbrother, and it was all in like Korean and stuff, like big Korean fonts, or I don't know, it was some foreign trailer, and it was like a crazy moment because it was like an even longer version of what I saw, and it's real. It's not just something they made for the movie. This is VHS stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no IMDb. There's no internet yet. This is so. I ended up coming upon it, and then I was like, "Oh, holy crap! This looks like that." And then I saw the scene, and it was validated. I was so happy when this was out on Blu-ray. My cousin got this for me for Secret Santa, like when it came out. He's a big
Oh, you
Star
got
Wars
the slip.
fan.
I didn't get the
Yeah.
slip.
Yeah, this is like what first edition or whatever, But it's a little bit wrinkled and stuff. I love this movie. I've watched it quite a bit. It's in Boston stuff too. It's a neat little. But
I got a
cover,
slip cover.
cover messes with me. It makes me feel like my eyes are screwing up on me.
But I just once I saw the full film for the first time and I knew this is what it was, I got to see like everything surrounding those zombies. All I knew was those zombies, or whatever they were, weird soldiers or something. When I was a child and saw this, snippets of it. Watching it, I was like, I don't know, my 20s for the first time. And it was so cool. It was just really awesome. I love the way the zombies look. The acting is just whatever. I don't care. It's a great ride. The characters do enough. I like Brooke Adams, even though she's, what'd you say? Pow! By that light ass bump from the sail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was so funny to me.
Ass over elbows right into the fucking drink.
Oh yeah. The just sails away. Yeah, I wish it would have been like if it had like zero budget and they filmed it in 1975, so it was pre-zombie and stuff, So great underwater photography. You all hit on that. The soundtrack is really awesome. I love that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a grating synth. Really like that a lot. I give this one a 7. The Blu-ray is just so cool. It's so grainy. Oh my god, I love it.
Is.
It's so dark.
So I don't know
it's
how
like a
it looked
vibe.
on DVD, but yeah, like this.
I
feel like this could have been just a DVD transfer.
It looks pretty grainy. Like it's grainy.
At some point,
But
I can't even
like
see
it,
what's
though.
going on.
Yeah.
Like it's just dark.
Oh, that's part of the whole appeal of it. Sometimes it goes like kind of yellowy at points, and like it's weird.
I love that kind of that uncorrected vintage stuff. It's like this is cool to see.
The whether the sun, whatever's going on with the sun, right in the beginning.
Oh yeah,
that weird yellow look to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff with just how it looks. And like I said, the way it feels. But yeah, Dave.
I actually have not seen this movie, but I can comment on Ken Wiederhorn. Return of the Living, or what is it? Returning of the Living Dead Part 2. And what was the other? 21 Jump Street. He directed a bunch of episodes of that. And that's how I know him. For some reason, I just remember that name. But yeah, this was I guess his first movie.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
But
yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to 2019's The Platform.
Wait, Randy didn't.
Fuck, Randy. That's the problem with me having it on speaker view. I forget who's all here.
I was
Randy,
like, that's.
I jumped right to Dave. I don't know. Sorry, Randy.
No, that's cool.
Hey, Randy.
Hey, man. It's good to see you, buddy.
It's my friend. Don't forget about him.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah. I had heard of this, but I'd never watched it, and I'm glad I did, man. This is a good suggestion. I had a really good time watching this movie. I literally had zero expectations, and everything you guys said I enjoyed. The soundtrack, Peter Cushing, the shots of the underwater. Jason hit on it right off the bat with the I even wrote down Nazi sharks.
The
Is that what it's supposed to
crocodile,
be?
yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Nazi crocodile.
You could put the Jaws theme over some of
Oh yeah,
right?
their
sure.
movements.
Man,
It
it
fit
was
good too.
it was so
Perfect. Yeah.
I think the thing I liked about it was so I've seen this kind of stuff a million times now, but this one was so original. Like you're saying, you're right. They could have used more kills, sure, for sure, but I'd never seen the way that they do this is so subdued. They're drowning motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like they're not
Yeah.
biting their
Sometimes
faces
didn't it
off.
seem like
They're just
sometimes didn't it
They're
seem
"Bah."
like
mean. They're just mean.
Yeah, right.
sometimes didn't it
Yes.
seem like they didn't really set the stunts up and they're like,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna come at you and then we're just gonna and then it's like
But I'm with you. I'm like, I wrote this down. I was like, do I say I like the way the Nazis looked? Because I like the way the Nazis looked.
yeah, it's
They
problematic.
looked like fucking weird super villains, you know, with those. I fucking love. I
Do you
love
know
the
the
fact that
story
this,
behind those?
Uh.
One dude came in on set and he had his eyes dilated or some worked on, and those were what his glasses looked like. And
Oh,
the
wow.
director was like, I like that. All the zombies will have
Yeah, get those, put them on. I loved that. I just loved, and then the fact that when they come off, that's how you get them. That's super neat,
Mhm.
man.
Mhm.
I was infuriated by the sailboat disappearing. You know, I was like, I would kill everybody involved in this.
The guy with the Richard Simmons guy.
Yeah.
When the Richard Simmons guy pulls out that little tiny weird gun and is standing there holding it, it's like, oh my god! I would have just pushed him down and went and got the boat and fucking.
But I
left
was
him.
actually on the edge of my seat towards the end because I didn't know how this was all going to play out. I loved the final scene, by the way, too. I got ahead of myself. One more thing, real quick. One of the kills, the lady in the fish tank. I laughed for like a solid minute when they revealed it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, whenever they would show a body go under the boat,
yeah,
that was always laughable.
yeah.
Like
The one guy.
Yeah.
The
His
flex
lips
seal
even
boat.
went up against the glass too.
Yeah.
But
oh my
they
God.
got that boat and they were like, oh fuck, we can put a body right underneath. And they're like, we can do it twice. We can do that shit
Hey,
twice.
Can I do a spoiler alert here? Because I don't want to ruin it for anybody that's watched it or hasn't seen it. If you haven't seen it and you're watching this, stop now. But the final scene got me because the whole time she's doing that narration, and you're like, is she? Are people going to believe this story? And then it zooms in and she's writing fucking nonsense on that notebook, and I was like, oh, she's crazy. All right, yeah. You don't have to worry about it now. Nobody's going to know.
love it.
I loved this movie, guys. I gave it a 7. I gave it a 7 out of 10, which is pretty high for me on this kind of stuff. I mean, again, the acting.
What
was
do
a
you
little
mean
lackluster.
this kind of stuff?
No. It's not usually my cup of tea. This kind of thing, you know. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't mean it in disparaging terms at all. But I love this. I would have gave it a higher if it had a little bit more better production value and stuff. You can't. But I would recommend this to anybody that loves horror
Nazis.
films in general. Well, yeah. Anybody that's a fan of Nazis